All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, after dropping 9 of their previous 11 games, which resulted in them dropping out of first place in the National League East, the New York Mets completed a 3-game sweep of the Washington Nationals as they took both games yesterday of a doubleheader at Citi Field in Flushing. The Mets entered this series as they were reeling, as they were swept on the road over the weekend by the Philadelphia Phillies, which resulted in them surrendering first place to the Phils. This series versus the Nats started off on the wrong foot for the Mets as they were down 3-0 after one half inning of play in the first contest. But after that game was suspended due to the weather, the Mets were able to rebound the following day in order to come back and win 8-7. And they found a way to get past the Nationals yesterday in both contests. Now, the Mets all around just stepped up and delivered in arguably their most important series of the season. We saw Pete Alonso get the walk-off home run in Game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday. Marcus Stroman was able to go into the 6th inning in Game 2 for the Mets. We saw big hits and multiple hits throughout this series from the likes of Brandon Nimmo, Michael Conforto, J.D. Davis, and Jonathan Villar. Now, after that game, the Mets just find themselves a half game back of the Phillies for first place, as this division now is super tight, with the Mets being a half game back and the Braves just being 1 game back of the Phils. The biggest thing for the Mets now, they have to find a way to build off of this momentum. And why do I say this? Because the Mets have a huge test for them this weekend as they are welcoming the defending World Series champions Los Angeles Dodgers to town. And with that, they have to deal with Julio Urias tonight on the mound, followed by Walker Buehler tomorrow, and then a Met killer from his days with the Washington Nationals, the new Dodger, Max Scherzer on Sunday. Big time stretch for the Mets as they have 13 consecutive games versus the Dodgers and Giants, and the Giants right now have the best record in baseball. So this is going to be make or break time for the Mets. We're going to see what they have, and we're going to see if they're up for the challenge. Now, going into the series with the Dodgers, I will say the Mets' home record is much better than their road record, so they want to try to take advantage of that home cooking. It's going to be easier said than done. The Mets historically have never really done good on the West Coast, so following this series, they've got 7 out there with San Fran and LA before they come back home for a 3-game set with San Fran. So it's going to be interesting to see. I keep saying it, and I'm going to stand by my word. Nobody, and I repeat, absolutely nobody is going to run away with the National League East, but the Mets do have one of the toughest schedules in baseball coming down the stretch. I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. The first team to 85 games will win this division. But I will give credit to the Mets because they entered this series with the Nationals, and they were reeling. And you know what? They found a way because the way that they entered this series, it looked like their season could potentially be slipping away from them. But they answered the bell. Hopefully, for their sake, they do have some momentum now going into this big series with the Dodgers as they look to keep up with the Phillies and Braves in this division. So for all of those people who thought the Mets were dead in the water, they're not. There's still plenty of fight in the blue and orange as they look to keep in this battle with the Phils and Braves for the division crown. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.